So, hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel. And yeah, I just wanted to pop in for a few minutes to actually address what has just happened. And what more can I say? What more can I say? It's just like something that we are probably used to. Um, you get your hopes high up, and then you are reminded that you are not such a great team. But in my opinion, I am not so disappointed with the team because uh, what's good, Ty? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm just looking to try and give my comment on this game. And one thing that I really want to say is that I'm not really surprised with the performance because the team actually played quite well when you look at the grand scheme of things. I think we attacked quite well, though some players in attack like João Pedro are not giving that intent in attack. I thought even the way we were looking to move the ball, I think probably the substitution for Jamie Gittens came a bit late. But however, again, we got done by Alfie's. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm really doing good. I don't think we were a bit safe in possession because there was some threat of the counter, but I do think that the two goals that we considered were just goals that should be avoided. The first goal again, Pong placed them on side. The second goal again, you ask yourself, how can you be 27 years old and you can't defend? This is how many points have we dropped with Tosin? It was the Fulham game. There's the other game he also played. How can you be a 27-year-old and you can't do 1v1 defending? You're playing at the highest level and you can't do simple defending. Christian, what do you have to say?
No, no, I'm listening to you first talk. I think I'm liking what you're saying. You're talking very nice today, as always. So carry on about this defending there.
Yeah, so I don't know. Chalopa can play well for an entire 90 minutes of the game, and it's just all about him now being paired by Tosin, and the partnership actually goes uh, down the toilet. And you ask yourself, how can a young teenager be good? Look at that block that Pong made. Look at how Pong was able to clear the ball. If you substitute Pong with Tosin in that situation, Pong probably denies that goal, and you probably get a point. So it's more to do with the kind of personnel, and it brings us back to what we are saying earlier on in the season. You lose your main center back. What happens? You don't go sign in a center back. Okay, how many center backs do we have? Look at the scenario. Just a minute. Look at the scenario of the transfer window. Benoit would have played way better. Benoit would have played way better than what Tosin has actually given us. I'm so disappointed that we have to repeat this every time. The only centre backs who are probably good at this team are probably Wesley Fofana and Benoit. Chaloba is here or there. He can play well. Pong, 19-year-old. Like, some people were having hopes about Chelsea even trying to go for the league. But how do you go for the league? You see, you can already know that a team that is not ready when you look at the centre-back rotations. Now, when you look at Liverpool, you look at Arsenal, you look at Manchester City, what do you notice? Do they go chopping in and changing their centre-backs every game? Today, it's Fofana and Chalobah. Tomorrow, it's Pong and Chalobah. Tomorrow, it's Tosin and Pong. Tomorrow is Fofana and Pong. Like every single game, there's a new centre back, new centre back, new centre back, new. Every single game. Every single game in this team. Just go and look at our lineups. Every single game, we have two different centre back partnership. Compare that with the Arsenal. It's Gabriel and Saliba. Those are the two centre backs that they are starting. It is so bad that when you are doing even your match preview, you already know that in the back line there is changes. And it's so sad. It's really sad. It's really sad that you play like that, dominate the ball, have all those chances, and then you lose the game towards the final minute because the centre back is sitting there waiting. Tosin, you have already shown this ball, you have held him. What is Chaloba ball watching? If Tosin has already put this guy facing the other side, you come and pick the ball. You're ball watching. What is Chaloba ball watching? I really don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. These are experienced players. These are experienced players. 27-year-old, you are the most senior defender in the team, and you can't defend. A teenager is defending better than you.
So you give no credit to Sunderland whatsoever.
Mm, I think they put up a fight throughout the game, but I think they were more conservative. And it was that point where you get the earlier goal, you don't concede the equalizer, and you probably get a second goal, and you probably you are 2-0 up, and then you probably win that game. But again, what did we do? What did we do?
No,
Because
but
even
you have to be fair. No. Let me stop you here.
yeah.
Let us be objective and let's be fair. Okay, and I know we can criticize. Well, we didn't sign world-class defenders, all that, blah blah blah. The usual song, the same old song and dance. But let's look at this game as a whole perspective. Sunderland, a promoted team. Okay, they have limited resources. You know that if you know the history of Sunderland, they went broke. They went all the way down to fourth division or whatever, blah blah blah, and then they get big comeback story. They can't afford to buy all these big players, but they maximized what they have available. So basically, they parked the bus. If we're honest, they parked the bus, double parked bus, and we as Chelsea had no idea, zero imagination, zero creativity, couldn't cross the ball, no nothing. We just wanted to go through the middle, easy pickings for Sunderland. Sunderland waited and waited until Chelsea got tired and they got desperate. And once Chelsea was tired and desperate, the same old dance we've seen with Chelsea so many times. You watched a goal for 2-1. That is the most horrible goal you'll ever see. Two guys marking a striker who's not even running; you're standing still. Okay, Chalobah standing, not doing anything. Doing tossing things. I don't know what he was doing. And the striker had all the time in the world to wait with the ball, wait for the other guy who was overlapping. Nobody backtracking him, not a single one. I don't know where Santos was. And the guy could easily just come get the layoff pass and just place the ball in the right corner, left corner. He had so many opportunities. And of course, Sanchez didn't stand a chance. And that was the game. And I thought, yeah, I saw this fucking movie coming again. I'm sick of this movie. And that is Sunderland. That is cleverness. That was just, I know it's just anti-football and all that, what they did, but at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points. Who remembers if you were the champions or whatever? Nobody remembers these kind of games. You got 3 points. And we at Chelsea had no idea, no attacking ideas whatsoever.
It is also quite astonishing that it's really astonishing that. Do you actually believe what I'm saying, that we have a huge defensive problem? Because I've just explained that out of all the teams that we are playing against, we are the only team that is having a new centre-back partnership every game. Even the centre-back partnership that played today will not be the one that will start the next game.
Okay, I'll ask you then, in the context of the game. So you talk about the goals. So the goals Sunderland scored, was that because of we have different centre-back pairings, or was just because, like in the second goal, laziness and be maybe nonchalant, bit arrogant? It doesn't really matter who those two centre. All the centre backs are good. They're all good, so it doesn't matter whether you play the one. I know what you mean, stability, where you want some kind of what's the English word called, automation, where everything comes automatic. But the problem with that is that you then get tired players who never get to rest. And I can see why Maresca rotates. With so many games, 65 games in a season, you have to rotate players, including defenders. You can't expect them to play 60 whatever games.
Do you actually think we have a problem with Cole?
With who?
with Cole, we are really missing Cole Palmer in this team, and he's probably that player who can come in. I know people talk about Esteva, but it is Cole Palmer, that player when you are 1-1. Probably in the 59th minute is that player who's able to carry the ball and just do something that is unique. And we don't have that player at the moment. We don't have that player at the moment.
One we're missing, yeah, but it's not even him. One we're missing is centre forward. So we're missing either Jalapa Jackson. But Pedro Joao there, he's not a centre forward. He's not good enough for that role. Yes, Mark Dewey played today, but I didn't even notice him. He was almost
He
invisible.
was he was playing like Bambi on ice. He kept on falling over himself.
Yeah, but he was just he's not very tall. He's quite a small guy, but he was out of his depth. I think they had his number. They had his telephone number, Sunderland. But we're lacking something we're lacking something in the middle up attacking there because we have no options. Because you can see in today's game was crying for crosses from the wings. But what's the point if you have nobody there tall enough to head the ball? So of course, you're not going to cross the ball. You're going to play the ball on the ground. But so there, I don't know. Delap, he was good with the time there because he gave us options when we were playing. But did you notice how slow Chelsea played today? Oh my God, that was sending me to sleep. That slow pace, and then just so easy for a defending team. When the team who was attacking you is so slow, they have zero acceleration, zero moments of surprise. It's easy to defend. I don't know what was wrong with Chelsea today. I have no idea why they were. What did you write? Somebody was fast asleep. I can't remember. You wrote in the chat.
Yeah, Alfiz. Yeah. I've shared the link with him. I've not seen him joining. I've shared the link on the stage, but it's really you. There's nothing you can do. You see, the thing with this team is that it's so inconsistent. You can't even bet anything on this team. Super inconsistent. But again, you expect that it's a young team that it's inconsistent, but the inconsistency is not coming with the young players. Actually, the young players are more consistent. The young players are more consistent than the older players.
True. I'll agree with that point. That's true.
Yeah. So
But
you ask yourself,
and you ask yourself, I think maybe when you win so big, when you win first against Liverpool, and then you win so big in midweek, sometimes arrogance gets to your head. You think, we are that good. We don't need to put the extra effort because we're going to smash this promoted team. But mentality, your mindset may be your own worst enemy because you've won two big, huge games, and you think, we are good. We have arrived, as they say. We have arrived. We're here. We're the top dogs. No. Premier League is Premier League.
and you see the thing with the Premier League is that you will always get that opportunity. It's actually the smaller teams. That's why I've always said it is not. You can even go an entire season without beating Manchester City and Arsenal and Liverpool. But if you're able to beat these smaller teams, you'll be able to win the league. I've always said that. That is what you see. There was Sir Alex Ferguson used to go to come to get a draw at Stamford Bridge, get a draw away at the Emirates, get a draw away at Anfield. But he will make sure that you beat the smaller teams. We've dropped points against Brentford, against Crystal Palace at home, against Brighton. Are you asking yourself, what is wrong? What is wrong? Because I am seeing that the problem, I know the movement of the ball in the final third was quite slow. But again, I understand the conservancy because I even don't want them to lose the ball because I know if they lose the ball, it's a straight counter attack.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't trust those defenders to defend a counter attack. I don't
True.
trust them. Especially when I see Tosin coming on and the ball is being played over the top. This is one player who's going to sit there, watch the ball bounce. Then once the ball has bounced, boom.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
So you said something about Smaller teams. And how do you come to this conclusion that Sunderland is a smaller team? If you look at the table, they are 2 points behind Arsenal. How can they be a small team?
I'm saying they are not as they are a smaller team because when you compare it with Chelsea, just realistically, like if you are seeing a match fixture between Chelsea and Sunderland, you're more likely to pick that Chelsea is going to win. Yes, Sunderland can win that game, but you're more likely to pick. Just the same way when you see Manchester City is playing Bournemouth. Bournemouth can beat Manchester City, but Manchester City is a bigger team.
Okay, that way. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of size and revenue, history and all that.
Yeah. Of course, we have the top six teams. They're just the top six teams. Probably Spurs is just there hiding, but not a top six team per se because they won something. Yeah, I cannot get them that they have not won something. So that is what I was saying. So the non-top six teams, because we have not played Everton away. I know we are going to lose that game. We have not played Newcastle away. I know we are going to lose that game. We've not played Aston Villa away. We've not played Bournemouth away. It's just sad.
But
It's
Everton, that used to be a big team. So in terms of history, in terms of size, and what it is a big team. But in terms of recent performances, like the last 10, 15, 20 years, football-wise, not a big team anymore. Does that make any sense?
yeah. Mehdi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
Hey, Matty!
How are you guys? I'm doing good.
What time is it in Malaysia?
It's 12:35 a.m.
Ah! The cows are all sleeping at this time, 12:35.
Nope, I just went to tell my neighbor to keep it down. Actually,
Wow.
yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted
We
you.
want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Oh, well, what would you like to ask?
Where do you start? Where on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you fuming?
0, to be honest. To be honest, we don't really have the best record with Sunderland, so I kind of saw it coming when we lost. To be honest, I know that sounds like a bit of a, oh, I am better than Tao, but it just kind of, I just kind of had a feeling. And credit to Sunderland, man. They were excellent. They had a really really good structure, defensively solid. Some of their players really didn't even give a sniff to our attackers. Especially Ronaldo. He shut out Neto and then shut out Estevao. There's not much to say really. I mean, I think, at least this is just an opinion I have. I just feel like sometimes Chelsea fans get really carried away, and
Ooh.
and in my opinion, I do think this is a bit of a reactionary fan base. So, for example, if we do beat Liverpool, I'm like, that's great, but then you have to remember we drew against Brentford. Like, I think we, at least in my opinion, I could be wrong. I feel like we get carried away by moments and don't really see what's actually going on. So, in games like today, I feel like people are expecting us to win, but I'm like, if you actually watch Chelsea, it's not that big of a surprise. Like, I don't think we're a bad team, but you look at the squad, it's not a team you look at and you think that this is a team that's going to challenge for the title, right? Like, sometimes I try to take, most of the times nowadays, I try to take the Chelsea bias off and just look at it from a neutral's perspective. Like, if my wingers are Garnacho and Neto, Gittins, and okay, Estevao is really good, but these are good wingers, but they're not gonna win you the title this year. So I think Chelsea fans, if you're expecting a title race from the get-go, it was a bit much. Even like Ja Pedro, he's a good player. He probably maybe gets you 13, 11 goals. Liam Delap also, when he comes back, I highly doubt he's going to be a world beater. I think he's just going to be another good player. This is just a good team, in my opinion, and I feel like that's their ceiling. And it's not gonna be a team that will challenge for titles, in my opinion.
So using that, you can use that English expression called "bang average."
Well, you can't be bang average if you're in the top four every year. I don't think Chelsea are a team outside Champions League quality. So, just good.
But it was very, very refreshing for your point of view, by the way, because you had the same mindset that I have. Because Mr. Tyrone, who somehow disappeared from the chat, from the, I don't know, he's still here. He didn't give any credit whatsoever to Sunderland. It's all about Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. It's almost like nobody else exists outside Chelsea. But the point is, like you mentioned, which I liked what you said, is that there are teams apart from Chelsea, and we sometimes are so focused on Chelsea, we don't think that there are other teams, and we don't really rate them or what have you, because we only think that Chelsea is the best and whatnot. I don't, but the fan base, and this is what happens when a team like Sunderland shows up. You don't even give them the respect to say, okay, where are they in the table? Okay, they're in the top four, what have you, and all that. And even when they win, you still don't give them the respect. It's like, come on, you should have to give them their flowers for they actually played well, they defended. As you said, I'm surprised Pedro Neto. Normally he can dribble past and get crosses in. He did not get a sniff today. They closed him down like, I don't know, whatever. When Esteval came on, every time he was on the ball, 3 defenders around him. He did not get a sniff. So their game plan was excellent. Even if it was boring to watch, it was really, really dull game. But football-wise, technical-wise, this is like the old Chelsea under Jose Mourinho the first time around. Park the bus, score 1-0, and get the points. What didn't we used to play like that?
We did, and those are some really valid points you make. To be honest, there are other teams that exist outside us, and we can't just always look at the Premier League through our own lenses because reality doesn't work that way. And I think also Sunderland's build-up was very good, excellent, because they really managed to get past our press a lot of times, and had the final ball been better, they might have even got more than 2 goals, in my opinion. Although I do think 2 goals is what they deserve overall. But yeah,
Matthew,
yeah.
let me just say, Sunderland were getting past our press because I am now starting to lose patience with João Pedro. He's the player who's supposed to deny that central pass to Xhaka, but he's walking. You're the player who's supposed to deny that central pass to Xhaka. You see, there's one thing that really put me off with Christopher Nkunku. You always found me complaining about him every single time. Is that you are playing at that second striker. Your role is to ensure the ball does not get to the deep number 6 when they are building up. Why are you lethargic? This guy was walking even at the 30th minute of the game. I'm asking myself, why are you walking? No, I always don't understand. Why are some players walking? As early as minute 30, you're already walking. See, this is how the problem. If some of the players are giving their all, even Garnacho, I know people criticize him a lot, but I have seen Garnacho running a lot. Whenever Chelsea don't have the ball, he's pressing, he's running. But I don't see that from João Pedro. He's always late to make that press. He's always late to make that interception. You're not scoring goals and you're neither assisting. You cannot ride on the luck that you had in the Club World Cup, in the league. And the Premier League, I know Christian has talked about us probably focusing more on the Premier League. It's because, I do also agree with somebody who said that we didn't play bad today. Yes, I also agree that we didn't play bad, like it wasn't so bad. It is just those lacks of concentration, like, oh my God. When I just look at that striker holding that ball, waiting for his teammates to come, and Chalobah is looking at him and Tosin is looking at him like, oh my God, who coached you? Some of you have played in football academies. Is that the way you are coached to defend?
But wait. Was that not in reality arrogance? That defending there, that this guy with his two of us defenders around you, you can do nothing. So the whole body language, the whole mindset there was that this guy can do nothing. He's all alone, and so they let their guard down. Sort of like you could almost see Chelsea body language. And Chalaba, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He guy looked like a chicken without a head. He's just running. He just didn't know what he was doing. And I still can't believe that they let the guy from Sunderland run all the way from deep in his half. Nobody challenged him. Nobody ran with him. Nothing. And he could. I just still can't believe that goal. That was one of the most stupidest goals I've seen in a long time. So easy for Sunderland.
That was a point dropped. No, if it was a 1-1, I would be like, we gave it our all. They were compact. They were rigid. We just couldn't break them down. See, sometimes if you cannot win, don't lose. But what you have said is the arrogance. You know, these two players were 2v1 with that striker for close to 10 seconds. 2v1. You are 2v1. They're still expecting Caicedo to come back, to come and help them defend. And I was asking myself, remember when Achimpong was 1v1 with Xhaka, how he made that block? That was a certain goal. And Achimpong, a 19-year-old, is able to move. See, this is the problem with Tosin. He looks like a giraffe, and the way a giraffe looks to turn, that's the way he turns. That's the way he turns. He's so slow when it comes to turning. It's the same thing that people used to complain about Harry Maguire. You are so slow. You're not agile. Do I think if Wesley Fofana was there, he would have done better? I do think so. I do think Wesley Fofana would have done better. Sometimes the ball is being played. This guy will wait for the ball to bounce. The first rule of a defender is never allow the ball to bounce. That is the first thing you should know as a defender. Whenever there's an aerial duel, do not allow the ball to bounce, because the minute the ball bounces, then it's a 50-50. Anybody can get that ball. So terrible in winning the first balls, so terrible in winning the second balls. You are brought in to help the team defend aerially, so that you can only come in and cost the team towards the last minute. I'm sorry.
I thought that the defenders learned, do not let the attacker turn. No matter what you do, don't let him turn. Stay close to him. Body, whether you pull his shirt, whether you do like full body contact, just don't let him turn on you. Once you let him turn on you, you are lost, because you are no longer in control of the situation. And maybe Chalobah did not trust Tosin, so he had to stand next to him to make sure, because he thought Tosin was going to do something stupid. So Chalobah was in two minds: should I stick with Tosin and help him, or should I look for the guy who was overlapping? And I think he looked very confused. He didn't know what he was doing there. But as you said before, to your point earlier, you said at that level, this EPL Premier League level defender, you should be able, especially with his experience, you should be able to take care of that one versus one situation. Even if it means you pull him down, even if it means you give him an elbow, even if doesn't matter. You should be able to win your duel against a striker in the 90 whatever minute. That is just very, very poor.
And then it's not like you're facing a Bukayo Saka. You're not facing a Mo Salah. You're not facing a Cole Palmer. You're not facing a Jeremy Doku. You're just facing, like, who's even signing that striker? Maybe it's
Brian Brobby.
that striker.
But Brian Brobby is quality though.
I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but when it comes to the standard, you see, you'll not see like Chelsea running to bid for him. It's something like that. I'm not
Yes, I agree. But like, to be honest, I think that changes more on the manager, because I don't think Ashipong lets that happen. He was excellent all game, and I think Chalobah should be getting stick for that, because at that point Brian Brobby is shielding himself right from Tosin. Chalobah can just come around and nick the ball, but he's just standing still, which is very disappointing. And to be honest, I get your point that these aren't world beaters, so it's disappointing to see Chelsea defenders get beaten like that. But we don't really have world class defenders, and we know that. So these type of things are just
So,
gonna happen over and over.
so now, when you look at it, it's quite clear. Is the team. Now, when you look at this, it's quite clear that we have Wesley Fofana defends that way better. Achimpong defends that way better. You see, also another thing that you need to understand is people kept on shouting the way Chaloba is the next John Terry, the way some of us have a problem with academy players, the way Chaloba is our best defender. And throughout the season, Chaloba has been making mistakes. He's been making so many mistakes. And Chaloba is not like he's young. This is a guy who started to play under Thomas Tuchel. We've had Tuchel, we've had Potter, we've had Pochettino, we've had Maresca season 1. We are now in Maresca season 2. You've had 4 consecutive consistent seasons in the Premier League. Tosin, he's on a free. Nobody's going for him. You see, this is the thing. We spend a lot on the attacking players. We spend a lot on we are spending too much money on attacking players, but you don't even see. I'm telling you, even Hato defends that ball better than Tosin. I'm telling you, Hato defends that ball better than Tosin. I've seen Hato defend 1v1. He defends that ball better than Tosin.
I mean, to be honest,
Tosin
I
is
think
just
it's frustration speaking, Tyrone, because we don't know that, do we? We haven't seen enough of Hato to make that decision. We've seen very limited minutes, but I do agree that Tosin is a very limited and frustrating player. But I guess from the board's perspective, they can't really complain because they got him for free. So you know.
Hey, small question. I found it very, very strange, the substitution of Garnacho. Our only player who actually had looked like a threat attacking was substituted. And
To be honest with you, look, I feel like, at least in my opinion, Garnacho
hello,
is a player. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tyrone, we can hear you.
hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
I hear you loud and clear. Has it fallen out again?
I think it's probably easy to.
Even I got thrown out at some point. I just found that very strange. That substitution didn't make any sense because the moment he went off, our attack completely died. We had then that was finished, and I don't know why he insists. Obviously, he's playing João Pedro because he wants him to find his form again. But sometimes, the longer you let the guy who's out of form keep playing, and he just loses. He's actually gets worse and worse. If that makes any sense. Sometimes it's just good for good. Look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah, they've insisted in playing him, and his form has just gotten worse and worse to the point where the manager had no choice but to bench him. And of course, he's not sulking on the bench. Oh, Mo Salah, you don't bench me. Yeah, but you've been shit all season. So of course, they're going to bench me, get a bench at some point. But no, some of the Liverpool fans, but he's the club legend. You don't treat him this way. Oh, he must play, But at the end of the day, there's nobody above the club. Isn't that what they say? There's nobody above the club. Doesn't matter what club you are, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester, whatever, Liverpool, Chelsea. At the end of the day, nobody's above that badge. Nobody's above the club. It's not about one individual player.
I agree, but I'm coming back to the point you made about Garnacho. I feel like a player like Garnacho, in my opinion, I feel like he has a lot of heart. He works very hard, which is very admirable. But
And
sometimes you can see the IQ just isn't
I was
there.
also looking at this. Now that this scenario is here, and we have looked at our defenders, and we are like, some of these defenders are not good enough. Some of these players are not good enough. What is the way forward? Are we now supposed to bite the bullet? Because I want to see Hato starting more as a left-sided centre back. Honestly, I want to see Hato starting more. I I've thrown my towel. I've thrown the towel on Adrabai. I think I'm done. Think I'm done. I don't think I have the energy to actually have to try and talk about or teach a 27-year-old how to do basic defending. I'm not even trained. I have not trained. I probably just train on YouTube, and I know the basics of defending. Know the basics of defending.
YouTube defender.
I know the basics of defending. This is a person who, one thing that even makes you sad is that a lot of these players are players who have, they are players who have played for academy teams. These are players who started trading when they were 8 years old. They have started training when they were 8, 7 years old, others 5 years old. They've started playing football for that long. But you come into the higher level and you're unable to do it. Like if Tosin has been shielded off the ball, why is Chaloba not going for that ball? But again, how is Tosin even? Because you realize that ball bounces so that that player is able to get that ball there. Because Tosin is slow enough to win that ball. The reason why that ball is even in the box in the first instance is because Tosin is slow to actually win that ball. And that's just the reality.
Two players went underneath the radar in this game. I don't know because you guys, you're so focused on tossing. But there's two other players who've gone underneath the radar who contributed basically nothing in this game of Chelsea players. Cucurella and James. They went underneath the radar. You guys are so focused on tossing and Chalobah and whatever. But if you look at their contribution to this game was actually nothing.
I think with James, I can understand. I feel like he wasn't at his best. He took too long to cross.
Mehdi, you can give
Yeah.
us your opinion on that.
Yeah. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm saying I think James he was poor. I think he struggled to deliver the ball into the box earlier. He also I think he was just a bit too slow today. Sometimes he
Mehdi,
needed to yeah.
terrible defending, especially from Tosin. Even Chaloba should have covered up the striker and win the ball. James should be a little further. You see, one thing that we need to understand is that where were the fullbacks? The fullbacks were committed forward because we were attacking. We were looking for the winner. So in that case, you are depending on your... You see, I do not have a problem even with the position where the fullbacks were because we were in a 2v1 situation. Look at this scenario. We have an extra player in defense. We have
No,
one
but
striker and two
Tyrone,
defenders.
Tyrone,
How
I,
don't we win that ball? How don't we react quickly to win that ball?
Tyrone. I think what Tegi was trying to say was that
That
just
is where the
overall in
issue
the
is.
game,
The
like
issue is
James,
where are the fullbacks? If it was a 4v3, then we will ask where are the fullbacks. But here is a 1v2. You have one striker and have two centre backs. That is a situation where the two centre backs take care of it. Oh, we have to play Spurs. My God.
Tyrone, can you hear me?
Honestly, I have nothing more to say. So probably, Christian, you can just give in your closing remarks because what can we actually do here?
Christian, ask Tyrone if he can hear me. I don't think he can hear
Hey,
me.
Tyrone, can you hear Mehdi? I don't even think he can hear me.
No, I can't hear him. Can't hear him.
No, I was wondering because you guys were talking past each other. It didn't make any sense.
Oh, we're talking past each other.
Yeah, it's something very
Yeah,
wrong.
I can hear him. Tell me,
Okay.
I
Let me
tell him
keep
I can
quiet. You
hear
can
him.
talk.
Yeah, it's like I was saying. I think James's delivery was poor. Um, just overall in the game didn't contribute too much, and when he did deliver the ball, it was a little lackluster. Actually, very lackluster compared to the quality we know him of. But Cucurella, I don't agree. I think he was one of our best players on the pitch. Um, because he got into those positions where like, and he headed the ball back a bunch of times. I really can't. In my opinion, I feel like Cucurella did everything he could, and for me, I can't really even give him below a 7 out of 10 today. He didn't really make mistakes defensively. Attacking wise, he did his part. There was one really good low cross I remember he put in that fell to Estevao, and he kept trying to get in that number 10 position, but nothing was working out at all.
Is
And
he
I'm not
talking?
sure
Because I can't hear him.
He's talking. Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is so weird. You can't hear. I can hear him.
why. Tell Tyron maybe he tries to leave the stream and rejoin, if that
Seems
would
I
work.
can't hear both of you. So let me try to exit.
Okay, Taron's now exiting and going to try and rejoin because it's probably. I think
Sure,
it's him.
sure.
I think it's more him than anything else. The host. So I'm also watching
That's
it
true.
on. I'm also watching on TV. I can see comments coming in, but I don't know what the people in the comment section, what they how they experiencing. What is if it's what is what can they hear? What they can't hear? I have no idea. But
Yeah, me neither.
but it's yeah, but it's a reality check for us. You know, the thing is that when you win, when you that euphoria from winning the Champions League game, no, sorry, the Liverpool game, which felt like a Champions League game. That Liverpool game there, that maybe sent us a bit to sleep. And then I was shocked how well they played in the Champions League against Ajax, a 10-man Ajax. That also gave you a false sense of security because it's quite easy. Let's be honest, the Ajax were really shit, and so when you win that big midweek, and then when it comes to Saturday, and you think, we are big fish in the Champions League. We don't really have to show up that much to get the victory against a promoted team in Sunderland at the weekend. And this is the big problem. You have to show up every Premier League game. You have to be on your game. But that said, even if Chelsea was on their game, the way Sunderland played, the way they defended, I don't care who was playing, who wasn't playing. They played very well. They defended very well. I don't even think Liverpool or even Arsenal could break down that defense. It's not by accident they're that high up in the table because the system they play there is very compact and they're very difficult to break down. So these things, it's not a coincidence. So we have to give them their flowers as well. And maybe we shouldn't be as arrogant or what did you say? You said this is maybe you said when you look at the overall Chelsea, some of the players they are very average. You said bang average. Actually, they're bang average. They're not world class. So we
I
are where
said
we
they're good.
are. Yeah, good as meaning bang average, and and basically, so we have to be also honest with ourselves. We are not that elite Chelsea team from when we knew from under Abramovich or from way back then. There are other teams who have very good players, and we don't have the dining table is not only just set for Chelsea like back in the old days, is set for other teams as well to come and eat. So we have got to make the most of what we have, and unfortunately, these big 3 points lost here, huge 3 points. When it comes to the business end of the season, when we counting points, these will remember these 3 points. You think, fuck, if only that game we didn't need to throw it away. But as far as I'm concerned, the championship, whatever dreams there were, well, that's long gone. That's done. Done. It's finished. That's finito. We just got to concentrate on making top four, and that's about where we are. I think.
Let me just say this. Um, okay, what has happened has happened. I think we have not even played 10 games this season. I think this was our 8th game of the season, and yeah, let me just conclude that we had a poor start in the season.
Yeah, but like we can't really like what's the word?
We
We
can't
have to
over.
also be real. We have to be realistic at the same time, Chiron. Like you can't look at like in my opinion, right? When I look at this team and I look at the players and the squad, it's like I take it. It's a good team. It's a team that will qualify for the Champions League, maybe get to the quarters, semis if you get lucky. Because like if you look at the wingers, Gittins, Garnacho, Neto, like you know they're just good, but they're not great. They're not. This isn't a team that's gonna win you titles. And even when we beat Liverpool, it's like I told them, we did draw other games. So inconsistency is clearly a problem. And the more we zoom out, if you're a neutral, I don't think anyone would really say Chelsea are gonna win the league. You know, even players like João Pedro, they're good, but they're not like world class. You know, and this is just how I feel. This may be an unpopular opinion. Sometimes, yes, our manager, in my opinion, is very good, but he's still inexperienced. Sometimes you need that extra oomph. Sometimes you just need players who can win you games. And personally, when Cole Palmer isn't there, I just feel like we missed that. And Esteban is too young, I feel.
Well said.
So, Mehdi and Christian, I would like you to probably give your remarks over final remarks. I'm actually having to rush to a meeting here, so probably maybe you can begin, and then Christian can conclude.
I'll conclude with maybe just maybe can follow me. So basically,
Okay, sure, no problem.
sorry to, I don't know, I didn't mean to be rude, and no, but I just
No
think
worries, no worries.
I just think we saw what we saw. We did what we tried as hard as we could, but we had no ideas how to break down that defense, that Sunderland defense. They played very, very well, defended very, very well. Did not let Neto have a sniff. They had problems in trying to contain Garnacho. That was the only one. But once he went off, then they were in control of that game. Yeah, they were actually in control of that game. That's a nice way of putting it. And it was just a question of time because they know they've watched Chelsea many times. These guys get impatient and they arrogant. They keep attacking 90 whatever minute. They keep throwing people forward, and but there will be an opportunity. One opportunity for a counter attack where there are so many men forward and they're so tired and they can't run back, and there you strike, and then you get the winner or the equalizer or whatever. And we've seen this movie so many times before. It's actually getting boring, this movie, this Chelsea movie. And it is what it is. And unfortunately, we have to regroup. The mindset has to rechange. And Maresca has to come up with a game plan of how to break down a team like Sunderland, compact, not attacking, only playing on the counter-attack once in a while. If we don't have any idea of how to break that down, then we'll see this movie many times afterwards. You know, where were all the long shots from outside the box? I didn't see any long shots from outside the box to draw our defenders. Nothing. It's just the same old shit that we've seen before. One play through the middle, one play through the middle, one play through the middle. It's very monotonous. Mehdi.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, games like this, we should have definitely taken more long shots. The only person who did was the Chalba, and I think we just need to adjust our expectations, be realistic. We should expect this team to probably challenge to qualify for top four. Yeah, Sunderland were just great, difficult to break down. They play an amazing game, and it's not a surprise to me, and I don't think it should become a surprise to anyone. We are going to lose more games like this because, if we're being honest and frank with ourselves, that's kind of our level and where we are. With all due respect to the club, we also have to be realistic. So
Ooh,
I just
stinger.
think those are my closing thoughts.
That's a stinger. That's a but it's you can compare it. I give a better analogy. You can compare it to two chef cooks, and one chef cook, you give him some cabbage, a carrot, and one onion. The other chef cook, you give him filet steak, you give him all the top ingredients, you give him all the top spices, and tell him to cook a dish. And at the end of the day, the one with the very few ingredients makes a better dish than the other one with all the ingredients. And maybe that's how you could compare this game.
Maybe. Oh, Isaac's here.
Isaac.
Hello. Okay.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir. Oh, excusez-moi. Bonsoir.
Comment ça va?
Très bien, très bien. I don't know how you say welcome in French, but welcome nonetheless.
Sois le bienvenu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you've already used all the French Orteganos.
You're a terrible man.
Maybe you don't know any single word in French.
We.
Then you stop by that.
Yes.
In
We.
in
You know we, you know non, you know croissant, you know bonjour, you
in
know.
Yeah.
when you start
I'm sure.
learning, you start by greetings. Hi. But you don't know even how to greet, but you say yes.
We.
This is great therapy, man. You guys are crazy. Oh, dear. But hey, Tyrone has to go soon, so I don't know. You better be quick, Mister Isaac. So I don't know where you are at.
Is Tyrone even there himself?
I don't know. I don't know, but
I
he
think
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
can.
yeah,
gone.
yeah. Isaac can just continue. Isaac can just continue.
I don't
Tyrone, do you
have.
want me to continue the stream or?
Yeah, yeah, you can continue the stream, and when I will be popping in. So when you will be ready to end, you'll just tell me. You'll
No, no,
just
no,
text
no.
me.
I
Uh,
don't. I don't have much to say. It's just
oh, okay.
disappointing. The only things I can blame, the only things I can blame Maresca is just to substitute Achimpong. Only that I don't know. Achimpong was not seems tired, but I don't know why. And the rest is up to the players.
Those are all your thoughts?
Yeah.
Mr. Isaac, explain to us the goal, the chaos for the 2-1 goal.
hmm
Explain to us that's what was going on there. It looked like a Mickey Mouse situation.
Yeah, actually, is most of the goal we are conceding from the low block teams are always like that. It's like it seems like in the training, like you see, it's just not looking at a goal which some teams are building. No, it's just coming like this from nowhere. That I don't know if we can concede that goal again. I don't know if you remember last weekend I was talking about who was playing. I think it was Aston Villa. Onana is playing for Aston Villa. Onana, that
The
Belgium
Everton
guy.
player.
Onana.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, I was posting in our forum that they gave a special mission to that Onana regarding the long throw. Say Onana was like a sweeper for the long throw. So some teams have been making some strategy to 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 avoid to concede a goal from long throw. But I don't know in our team what is the strategy for those kind of long throw. I don't know. I don't know. So see, we concede from long throw. We concede the second goal from nowhere. So I don't know the time when Tozin just stands waiting for his opponent, that striker, to make a pass. He was just standing like this. I don't think Achimpong will do that. I don't think.
I agree because once that ball is in the air, like sorry to like intrude, like when you, I feel like Achampong would have the pace to get to that because Tosin looked a little slow in recovering as
Yeah.
well.
And
And
I don't
like,
know. I don't know why
yeah,
Tosin coming.
don't
I don't
you?
know. I understand why he coming. You see the goal we conceded against Ajax, that penalty. He he defend very bad on 1v1. Then today he coming. I don't understand what is the problem. The other thing is that also I've noticed that today Caicedo was too slow. I don't know if you noticed the same.
Oh, nice one. He was tired.
Yeah, his passing wasn't up to par, but I
Yes,
think
But
players
but
like Caicedo are allowed these games because they're playing out of their skin almost every game. I think that's why I'm not hating on him too much. I know he played bad, but I'm also like, you know, like it's
yes.
Caicedo. You're allowed one game off.
But
Yeah.
the manager made this situation because the manager played him on right back midweek, and then plays in midfield at the weekend. Sometimes it takes you time to get back to your rhythm again. I don't know if that makes any sense. You played in out of position in the game against the Champions League. Yes, it went well. And then you expect him to plug and play and come back to midfield.
But honestly, it's not all about Caicedo being so bad. Like I've seen what Maresca has said to now is that he has said in that you have the striker having the ball facing away from goal and you have two defenders. I think the defenders should have done better. That is what he said. It reminded me of the Fulham goal with the tossing 1v1. It reminded me with the Brentford goal with tossing 1. It reminded me the Champions League game. He gave a silly penalty. Is he
Guys,
just nah,
like I agree that Tosin has had bozo moments. I
no,
think he should
it's
have
not
recovered
Bozio moment.
quickly, but like today, I think that second goal is more on Chalobah. Like, Tosin's being held up, right? Like, he can't really get around him. He could, potentially concede a penalty. But it's 2v1. Chalobah just chose to stand there instead of coming over and tackling. Don't you guys feel like it's more on him?
Honestly, let me tell you something. I even felt secure in that Liverpool game defensively. I was shocked. That I'm saying this. I felt defensively secured when we had Achimpong and Benoit playing as the two centre backs against Liverpool. I even felt more secure with Hato coming in. See, it's really sad that these are the most experienced centre backs. Do you know that even Chalobah is way older than Fofana? Fofana is 24 years. Chalobah is 26. Tosin is
Well,
27.
Fofana is young. I didn't know Fofana is that young.
Fofana is 24.
He's 24, but with his medical history, he's like 36. Um, with his injury history, he's like a 36-year-old. Like how they say dog years, we say a dog is like 3 years old. In dog years, that's like 7 or something like that, So in Fofana, maybe 24 in dog years, but in reality, yeah. But he's worn. His body is worn from
Yeah,
injuries and body injuries.
I just think that is probably something that happens with a lot of players. But I do think that Fofana defends that situation better. We just have two flawless centre backs.
I do agree. Like, in my opinion, again, I do feel like Fofana is a very solid center back. Like, I can see Fofana being in a team that challenges for the title. To be honest, him and
Yeah,
Colwell, I think so. If they start
yeah,
together,
and even that first leg where we were winning. You remember Maresca's first leg last season when we were even close to going top of the league in Christmas. Our two starting
yeah,
centre
but
backs were Wesley Fofana and Colwill. And,
Colwell.
and we just have to bite the bullet with Chalobah. Chalobah is not a centre back who starts for you week in, week out. Honestly speaking, he's not that centre back.
He's a good squad player. Like,
Yeah,
he's not bad, but let's not ask him to be, this world beater because we know he's ceiling as well.
yeah. So sometimes, it's like going to a car dealership and then you have a Benz, you have a Nissan there, you have a Toyota, and you know the ceiling of each vehicle. You just know. Some vehicles can get you by, you can drive them, you can go with them on a trip. But when you need a vehicle that you don't have to repair a lot and it's more likely to cover a long distance and the gearbox is okay, you just know which car you're going to pick. So
yeah, you take the Matata. It's the most it's the most reliable one.
what is that one?
You don't know the
It's
Matata?
it's a local bus in Kenya.
Yeah, Matata. And, they are very reliable. They never break
A
down.
question to you. A
Yeah.
question to you, to all of you. What do you think? In what direction are we going? What place can we secure in the Premier League from which level are we going to play in the Champions League? What is the future according to you, according to the team? So,
Mm,
what
my,
is, what do you see?
my my opinion
Well,
is that probably we are in a top four race till the last day of the season. I think this season we will concede more goals than we did last season. Last season we conceded 43 goals for 38 games. That means that we were conceding around 1.2 goal per game, which was low. So far this season we have conceded 3 against Brighton, we've conceded 2 against Sunderland, we've conceded 2 against Manchester United, we've conceded 2 against Brentford. So I think our like we have scored many goals. We are amongst the team that has scored many goals. See, that is one thing that actually gives me a bit of positivity. When I look at the goals for, we are probably among the top teams when it comes to the number of goals that we have scored. But what takes us out is the number of goals we have conceded. I think in the top 10, we are one team that has conceded so many goals. So our undoing this season is the defense. It reminds me of the Frank Lampard 2019 season. You have a good attack, an attack that can attack well, but you don't have a defense. And I explained this when I started the screen just as I conclude, because I think I will just give this as my final remarks, is that out of all the teams we are playing against, it's only Chelsea that are rotating their defenders every week. Even Tottenham, they have Van Daven and Romero every game. Liverpool have Konate and Van Dijk every game. Arsenal have Saliba and Gabriel every game. Manchester City have Diaz and Vardiol every game. It's only us. Today is Achimpong and Chaloba. Tomorrow is Fofana and Achimpong. Tomorrow is Tossing and Achimpong. The other day is Chaloba and Fofana. Yeah. There is another Hato and Achimpong. So it already shows one thing, that the manager is not clear who's his best centre back. And
I always told you that the manager is also learning. So everyone is learning at the club. The board is learning football. The manager is learning. The young players are learning. Everyone is learning.
Yeah, everybody is learning. But I'm saying, when you look at our games last season, it was clear that Colwill was a key player. Like out of 38 games last season, Colwill played 35. So he just missed like 2 games. And one of those games he missed is probably because he got a red card. So he didn't miss a lot of games. So this season is a situation where, yeah, like it was the centre back partnership last season was quite okay. It was Fofana and Colwill in the first half. In the second half of the season, it was Chaloba and Colwill. So the situation is now, we really don't know. It is quite clear. I was one person who really kept on fighting for Tosin, but I've put my hand up. I really fought for this guy. Everybody saw I fought for this guy, but I have to pick a teenager over him. If Benoit is not available, if Fofana is not available, then Achimpong has to start. He's a better defender than Tosin.
I mean, Ashipong is excellent, to be honest. He has a really high ceiling, in my opinion. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening.
I was like, why is everyone quiet? It's my internet
No,
worked out.
we're just listening. We're just thinking what you're saying. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking back to beginning of the season, Mr. Tyrone. There's no place for young players. We don't need them. We don't want them. And he's not good enough. Sell him. Blah blah blah. And then with another substitution, which didn't work today, was Tariq George. I don't know what was the thinking behind that, but he did nothing either as well. But so Joao Pedro should have been substituted. He should have been the first to go, and they should have wrote on Estevao. But Estevao, I think the defenders, if you notice, every time he was near the ball, there was minimum 2 defenders on him. They've now seen this movie that this guy, do not leave him alone, because he will mesmerize you. And but still, if that's the case, that should be opening up the game for other players. Other players should be taking advantage that, okay, Mr. Bao, every time he's near the ball, defenders are in a panic because he can obviously dribble. And he had that great chance. I don't remember the chance he had. He should have scored. Estevao there, where he put the ball wide. Do you remember that shot? That chance?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did. I think it took a deflection.
yeah. And Pedro was fuming because was it? No, it wasn't Pedro. Who was it? It was Gui. I think Gui was one who was fuming because that was a really really big chance. But he put the ball wide, and but I don't know. Maybe but it wasn't as. I don't know if it's Chelsea wasn't good or it was just Sunderland was that good. I can't really make up my mind. But I just think if I look at Sunderland's position in the table and the way they've been playing, maybe the fact that they actually are good and we don't want to give them their flowers. We don't want to give them credit for they were maybe were the better team, and they don't have that much money, as we said before, and they got limited resources. Obviously, the manager came up with a good game plan, and Maresca has to go back to the drawing board and think, you know what, we're going to face more teams like this during the season who park the bus. How are we going to break them down? If we don't come up with a game plan, we're going to see this repeat of this time after time. We can't just rely on beating top 6 teams or teams which attack, because that fits into our style of play. People want to play open football against Chelsea, will get badly beaten. But if you come and park the bus, you always have a chance against Chelsea. That is basically what it comes down to. The question is, what is Maresca going to do about it?
Mekdi,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
could you regulate the meeting for some time, please? I enter a meeting here.
Sure, no problem.
Yes, end the stream as well. Might as well just end the stream.
Oh,
Okay.
then we can have a call probably.
Yes, best, but we've been here for how long? 1.5 hours or something like that. So.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, it's just the way it is. But in my opinion, I will not whine. We move on to the next game. In Swahili, we said spilled milk cannot be collected.
Oh, nice one. How do you say it in Swahili?
You tell us.
Where Mambiri?
Where Mambiri?
No. I was telling Tyrone to tell you in Swahili.
Yeah, I want to hear in Swahili so I can learn it. Where Mambiri?
No, my God. Yeah.
Tell him what that means.
What do you say again?
Don't cry over spilled milk.
No, it's spilled milk can't be carried.
Oh, I like that. Spilled milk cannot be carried. That's a very good one.
It says maziwa yakimwagika hayazoleki.
That's a remix of the original song. And, it's a remix. That's so long. That didn't sound